Hello everybody, I'm Malloy from Kingdom Builders Hobbies, and over here
I'm Richard.
we have Richard saying
Hello.
that very loudly. So today we are just going to be playing a quick demo game, kind of about Tank Wars, with some of the bullets action miniatures we have right now. So we've already deployed. Over there we have the Germans kind of dug in.
Inexperienced, mind you. Led
Yes.
by Hans.
Led by Hans. Okay, so we have inexperienced, dug-in Germans. We're some forest outside on the way towards the road of Berlin. Trying to hold off the Allied advance over here. We have the platoon's mincemeat. And then the other one, which is, I'm going to call them Forlorn Hope, because we're probably screwed.
You say that and then you win.
See, that's what you usually say, but it doesn't end that way. So, yeah. This is already how we deployed. We've already rolled up some of the abilities for the tanks.
Yep.
3 of mine got, I believe it was Deadshot?
Yeah, we have the list. You have 2 Dead Eyes, which is a gunnery skill. You have Strict Discipline, Skill Shot, and Adrenaline Rush. I have Crank, Head, Push Through, and Long Shot.
Alrighty. So long shot just kind of sounds like he can stay back and pulverize my poor boys.
Yeah.
So this will be fun. So right now we're going to start turn 1, and we'll see how things pan out. Alrighty, here we go.
Yes, so
Please die in a fire.
we've come to the conclusion that if you in Tank Wars get 3 dice before your opponent gets any dice, this is what happens sometimes.
Okay, so for those of you who are like, what does he mean? What do you mean if someone gets 3 dice? So I originally started out with 5 beautiful, proudly American-made Shermans. So far, 2 have been completely been annihilated. I'll admit my placement of them was kind of poor. I didn't really think about the crossfire between these 3 inexperienced, let me just emphasize that, inexperienced Panthers. But
you're a veteran. They suddenly got upgraded from regular to veteran.
No. Let's keep them with regulars because it's more fun. So, yeah, he managed to pull 3 consecutive dice, which means all 3 of these wonderful Panthers let rip with the 88s. The first one, firing on the left-hand side, annihilated. We're going to call him Dave, which is this right-hand Sherman, in 1 shot, which is very annoying.
Yes.
Then the
had extra long range from the skills in the book from Tank Wars.
Yeah, he's got extra long range, which, I mean, let's be honest, an 88 can hit just about anything to begin with. So let's just add insult to injury. The next shot came from the left-hand Panther in the woods, firing and immobilizing, as well as pinning, the middle Sherman. Now I thought, oh boy, I can get off easy, maybe rally if I get a dice, but I didn't. And the right-hand Panther decided to go, you know what? I feel like Kentucky Fried Chicken would be good, and brewed this tank up and blew its turd off. So, yeah, there we go. Midway through turn 1, I'm down 2 tanks. Really feel like I should just get air support or something. So, let's see how the rest of the turn plays out. Okay, so the end of turn 1 was somewhat of a disaster for the Americans, I'll be honest. Losing 2 Shermans without even moving at all was somewhat devastating.
You put 1 pin marker on Panther on my right side.
Yeah, in retaliation, we're going to call this guy Dave, charged forward. Thankfully, his gunner has Adrenaline Rush, which means I fired off 2 shots. The first one missed completely, and I'm going to say probably hit a T-34 on the eastern front. And then the second one managed to ricochet off the powerful front armor of a Panther. The good news is we did get to put a pin marker on him. The bad news is Dave left his friend hanging out, so this is probably going to end poorly.
Turn 2.
Yeah, after this, turn 2. Aside from that, these 2 guys just kind of Trying to stay out of the firepower of those two. And regroup with Dave over here. Hopefully we can maul that panther a bit. So here we go, turn 2. Richard, how you feeling after turn 2?
I'm feeling good. I think that if you get lucky, you might take 1 or 2 out. But I mean, extremely lucky to take 2 out.
Yeah.
I learned a lot as far as like having multiple dice come out at one time. These are all unexperienced. Thankfully, you haven't put a lot of pin markers on me.
Yeah, it's been great. So, we started off the turn on a high note for the Americans. Dave over there charged forward, mainly to try to get into cover so that the 2 Panthers on the right-hand side couldn't shoot at me. Also to try to close the distance with the left-hand Panther. He missed completely because he's wonderful. Good old Dave. And in return, got a pin marker, got immobilized.
Yes.
So thankfully, his execution will come next turn.
But you're moving up your center.
Yes, well, we are advancing here, trying to stay in cover. The right-hand Sherman fired, hit, thank you to Deadeye. However, we did no damage whatsoever, so thank you, Chief Ammunition.
You got a pin marker, and you got to roll the dice as a D3.
Oh yeah, that's true. So thanks to Deadeye, I didn't actually make the original shot. However, we were able to use this cool little dice here, which is for the game Gates of the Antares. It's a D3, so very fun to use that for once. The only problem was it didn't help me here. Panther is fine, except for a pin marker, but we found out that these inexperienced Germans apparently
aren't really inexperienced.
Yeah, either they're not inexperienced or
Where's that
they.
One guy that's rolled like 7 5s in a row?
Yeah, I'm claiming rigged dice. Yeah, that's that thing rigged.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Ignore that, still rigged. So anyway, this Panther fired, took off 1 pin marker, and is the one that immobilized Dave. These 2 Panthers are just lying in wait, and they've already feasted for the battle. So they're just relaxing, waiting for more poor little Shermans to come their way. And they're on their way in turn 3. Okay, so here's a scene at the end of turn 3. Kind of balancing out, I'd somewhat say, right now. We managed to put...
I got really lucky. The first round, I got 3 dice back to back to back. That was really lucky.
Absolutely. Over here, we have a Panther that has currently 3 pen markers. He was able to pass 1 order, so they took 1 off. And then, angrily, these 2 Shermans put 2 more on. So, haha, second. Dave over here was able to rally a bit. Took the pin marker off. Fired. Missed completely. I'm going to send a strongly worded letter back to the gunnery school these idiots attended, because apparently they can't hit the broads out of a barn, or at least penetrate anything. It's nice to know. Aside from that, over here we have a Panther who decided to stay. This one is moving up. I'm thinking he's going to try to flush me out of my little rat hole over here. Aside from that, nothing major happening, just pens right now, so hopefully this turn we might be able to kill a Panther.
Ha!
Yeah, I have my dice.
I chuckle. No.
No, yes. Come and get it, boys. So this should be interesting. Alright, so here comes turn 4. Richard, your synopsis on the current situation in turn 4?
I think again that me having those first 3 dice at the beginning of the game really was the big development within the game itself. You rush forward and try and put some more pin markers, get some flank shots. I was able to assault your assault or shoot you as you came out of the woods.
Yes.
They still immobilized. That tank has like 4 pin markers on it, the one over here that you've been focused on, but this tank now has 2 kills, and at the end of this we can do experience as the crews get better.
So, just kind of to give it to you step by step. The tank that currently decided to roll over and blow its head off got tired of living. Good job, Derek. And charged from his position behind this little wood, is what we'll call it, burst forward and fired at that panther. Hit him, didn't pen, so he put a pen marker on him. Then this guy, we'll call him Damien, did the same thing, fired, missed, and then just kind of chilled out. Followed by this panther over here, trying to rally, I believe, but failed. So he currently stays with his pin markers. He's just down. That was followed up by Dave over here, firing his cannon, thus removing his final pin marker. But seeing as to how Dave went to the worst gunnery school on Earth. But the good part is we put another pin marker on that panther. So that's nice.
4.
That's 4. We're halfway there. I don't think we can call down a Katyusha rocket battery strike on it and give it the other 4 that we need to make it run away. So that was wonderful. Anyway, following that, this currently Richard's ace.
My commander.
Yes, his commander loaded, I don't know, AP and just blew that tank right up. So poor Derek. And then this guy, we'll call him Hans, fired, took off the pin marker we put on, which meant this entire suicidal charge, which is why I named them Forlorn Hope, was pointless. Fired, immobilized, and put 2 pin markers on Damien. So currently I am at 2 Shermans. Just a quick disclaimer, I know my tactics were 100% meant to fail, mainly because where I put my guys to start with, where I went, and how it's going. But that's fine, because it's been fun. So
It has been fun.
it's going to be turn 5, last turn.
I think by the end of this turn it'll be over.
Oh, I'm positive. Unless somehow...
Then we get to do the experience for the gunner, the commander, and the driver, and look forward to future videos.
Okay, so what he's basically saying is Hans and his Panther Zug are going to be able to do experience, while my 2 platoons, or squads, will be buried, and then we'll have new recruits sent in from whatever the tank school is in America. So that should be interesting. All right, go. Here's going to be turn 5. Alrighty, Richard.
Yes.
So turn 5 went dreadfully for you.
Yes.
Massive turnaround in the situation that was unfolding on the battlefield. How do you feel after having all 3 of your panzers have their guns explode and their crews commit suicide?
You mean you pull off a shocking victory and kill all of my tanks in 1 turn?
Yes, exactly.
Not so much. Not so good.
No, not good?
No.
Well, thankfully you won't have to experience that sensation, because the Panther 88 continues to decimate, which is wonderful. Actually, nothing died this turn, which is good for me. However, I'm currently still immobilized with both of my remaining
You
tanks.
still have hope. Just kill 1 tank. Moral victory. Kill 1.
Yeah, moral victory for me would be scratching the paint of every tank on the battlefield.
You can kill 1.
I doubt it. Anyway, so, surprisingly, Hans fired and missed. So I get his gunner decided to hop out of his stationary tank and go take a leak, and then they were like, let's fire while he's away. And turns out you need your gunner. In the same turn, pretty sure Derek is what we call this tank? Yeah, we're going to stick with that. Fired, missed, so continuing to write that letter to the gunnery school. Well, this second Panther over here advanced, fired, and missed?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he
At
missed
point
too.
blank, he missed.
At point blank, the gunner
Apparently he went to the
sneezed.
same gunnery school you went to.
Yeah, or my gunnery school, and learned to sneeze right before you pull the trigger. Turns out that throws off your aim wonderfully, so we're alive to get massacred tomorrow. Over here, we fired and put a pin marker on this guy, which is kind of nice because he was able to rally, rolled d6, and removed all the pin markers I had put on him. So me putting 1 pin marker on him again is kind of nice. So that was turn 5. Not as climactic as the other turns, or catastrophic, both C's. But right now we're heading into turn 6. This will be the closer for the battle. Let's see if at least one of my crew get to come home with the story of the dreaded 88, or if they'll just be lost legends. Ready, Richard?
That's it. Let's finish the turns.
Wonderful. So, Richard.
Yes.
Turn 6 went,
Yes.
Went very well for you.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts?
It was a great game. It was a lot of fun. And there's going to be a lot more we're going to do. This is kind of like our first throw some models on the board and play. Again, I hate to be repetitive, but having those first 3 dice before anything else happened, that range was huge. You, I think, actually had more points than I did, but
Yeah.
oh man, I think we were playing. Next time we'll play on not a long board, but a short board, so you'll have more advantage to get to my sites.
Yeah. So right now, as most of you I'm sure can see, we have a janky board just because we're getting set up. So we basically robbed the cushions from those couches over there and threw them here, just so that we can have a board that more or less is long enough to play on.
Get her done.
Get her done, more or less. So, we're going to go into what happened in the sensational 6th turn. Started out with this panther over here. He actually killed something, so he probably needs a name.
Dave's taken, Daniel's taken, Hans is taken, Fritz.
Okay, so over here we have Panthers. Hans on the left-hand side and Fritz on the right-hand side. Fritz advancing, fired. Actually, he didn't kill anything. Ha, suck it, Fritz. Advanced, fired, and...
This is Fritz over here. He got to kill, the one you were messing with.
Yeah, this is Fritz, the one that I bugged so much he killed me for it. So don't mess with people. It's bad for your health. Anyway, so no name over here. Fired, missed.
Yes, missed. Completely. I rolled a 1 again.
Again, wonderful. Hans then fired and immobilized him. No, stunned him actually. Managed to stun Derek over here, so he didn't do anything this turn except for sit there and be like, "What went wrong?" My tactics, Derek. That's what went wrong. Over here, poor Dave fired, hit, and didn't penetrate, which is the story of, or was the story of his life, which was immediately answered with a shot from Fritz over here that blew Dave apart. So that was the 4th tank out of my little Sherman squad platoon collection that got annihilated in this round. So it was fun, a lot of fun. Just as every bolt action game usually is. This one was quite enjoyable. Like we said, this was just throwing as many models as we had painted ready on a table and just messing around in the afternoon. So our plan is to start making better terrain, more models, and start having some proper games. We're gonna. Alrighty, Richard. So, last bit of final thoughts. Game's completely over, and thanks. With the fun thing about Tank Wars is that you can actually upgrade your units that survive. So, here we have the victorious Germans. Why don't you tell us what abilities they get now?
Well, everybody survives, so that means that each one's going to get 20 points of experience. And then for every kill that you get, it's divided by 10 to the points of whatever you killed. So, long story short, Hans, which is the commander here, got like 80-something points, almost 90 points. And he was able to go up a level. And he got, where's Hans? Hans has pushed through an Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is the new one that he got. They both got 20, so they weren't able to go up a level. You need 50 points to go from inexperienced to regular for each skill in the book.
Alright, alright. Perfect.
And your guys?
Okay, so
they almost
here
got one.
we have the wrecks of what were our tanks. The back four are the ones that got annihilated. And the one in front, instead of calling him Derek, the tank is going to be called Steel Wall because it survived. Because it survived, it also got 20 points. So, yeah. Steel Wall, 20 points. Everyone else will be a brand new set of rookies to be harvested and thrown into the meat grinder. Or will they? Because it is possible that High Brass heard about this absolute disaster of an engagement.
It was
and
pretty
thought,
bad.
our boys need some help. And they might be able to send in a Pershing.
Not that much help, though.
Well, hopefully. So if we get this beautiful little model painted and ready, you may see a Pershing, along with probably 2 Shermans, take on Hans's feared Panther Zug. So leave any comments below, guys. We know we got some rules wrong, and we probably need to work on the board. But like we said, in future, those are all the things that we're going to be improving on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this rather short battle report, and we'll see you around. Have a nice night.